Hey,
We'll call it.
y'all don't need no coaching.
We'll call our budget finance meeting to order. First thing on the order is roll call. Got it, Mark? Okay, election of chairman and vice chairman. Mr. Vice Chairman, you want to elect the chairman?
I will nominate, we gotta elect the chairman, I'll nominate Mark Dortch.
Are there any other nominations? Any other nominations? I call for it, cease.
Yeah.
Motion for nomination to cease and. do I
You're
have a
elected
second?
by
Do I have a
acclamation.
second? I'm elected by acclamation.
There
And
you
I
go.
will nominate Vice Chairman Watkins. Are there any other nominations? Nomination cease. Mr. Watkins
You just make sure you're here.
and Ms. Martin, may we appoint you secretary again?
I volunteer her.
With that done, the budget amendments, Fund 101, Ms. Heather, would you talk to us about those?
Yes, sir. First one, line item transfers on this page one. First one is the EMA. It's just a transfer from communication equipment into his contract agreement with his new time clock agency. And then the second one is with the veteran service, just moving the $1,000 out of travel to cover some money that he needed in insurance, his shredded agreement, and custodial supplies.
Any questions on page one? Hearing none, let's go to.
Page two, the first one there is the sheriff's office. This is use of their sex offender reserves. They do have a reserve that they can only use for sex offender. This is a new computer system that will be able to obtain data on sex offenders that they'll be able to track better with use of the agency. That's the $6,731. The second one there, that's insurance recovery. It's a combination. We have insurance recoveries for some vehicles damage, which totals almost the $8,000. And then that lightning damage, that's the one that dates back to actually April of last year. We're just finishing up the last of that with the detention center. That totals that amount there under $18,000. The third one on the page is the EMS. We are getting reimbursed through workers' comp. Workforce Essentials. Got work in my head. Workforce Essentials is reimbursing us on some tuition with the EMS. So basically, Greg did not have to use his budget money, so he's moving that money out to cover money he needs elsewhere. He had a AC unit go out at Station 3. It's about a 20-year-old unit, but he was able to cover that because we're getting reimbursed with the refunds there and the tuition money that he was able to save in his budget. Fourth one on the list there is the libraries. This was just donations that have come in. You got prior year donations of $1,150. That's being used on books and media and equipment. And then the current year donations coming in for $1,525. She's just moving that into where you can see the youth room furniture, play area, and movie equipment. And then the last one on the list, the library, as I know most of you already know, it has a maintenance of effort. Last year, they were coming in about $10,000 short. Basically, that was due to payroll. We lost our library director mid-year. We had to shift a lot of payroll, personnel changes there. So instead of just trying to spend it down on things like books and things where she didn't have as much time at the end of the year, she really wanted to use it on landscaping. So we just moved it into this current year to allow her to use that for capital expenses.
Any questions on page two? Hearing none, let's go to three.
Okay, page three, the first one there, that is our big local parks and recreation grant. That is just a continuation from last year, moving the money forward into this year. That's the grant money coming in at $1.3 million. This will be ongoing throughout the year, and those are the different expenses going into engineering, construction, etc. Second one is our broadband grant. Same thing, we're continuing from the prior year. Prior year, we just really started getting going with the consultant fees. This year, we've actually finished up the Wi-Fi at the courthouse and the mayor's office. And then next, we'll be working on the library projects with computer desktops and workstations. And then the third one on the list is the multimodal grant. Again, continuation. This one will be ongoing for probably a few more years, but moving forward, what we think we're going to be still using for engineering as we work on that sidewalk project.
Any questions on that one?
I've got a question on this one.
Yes, sir.
Go back to the top of the page two. and he was talking about that, computer system,
Yes.
restricted funds used for computer system. Now, that computer is just gonna be used for that.
It will be mainly used, I mean, I can't say for sure that it wouldn't be used for anything else, I don't know.
Well, if it's, I'm not against doing that, what I'm saying is if it's restricted use,
It's a system, it's basically able to like track certain things with sex offenders, so it's specifically made for sex offender registries, so sheriff's not here, so I don't want to answer incorrectly for anything. I can't say that there's no other use in law enforcement, but the dominant use is for the sex offender registry. They have a restricted reserve where they can only use it on those things, so we have to monitor that closely. Certain revenues that come in from the county government can only be used on that, and that's what they're using those funds for.
it's an area, you know what I mean?
I understand.
Anybody else? Let's go to page 4 then.
This one is the ESI. We have finally finished out. That was the energy efficient school project with the school system that's been going on the last year or so. That was the final amount. We will close that project out and start repaying on that in the new year. And that money is being reimbursed to us through the school system once we start paying the loan back.
Good highway work.
On the highway, that is page 5 there. It looks like basically just some line item transfers, just moving money out of dues membership and engineering to cover highway equipment and data processing services.
Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Have a second? All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Looks like add that. Is there anything else to come before us? Hearing none, we will have a motion to adjourn.